comes with two adapters, and the smaller one appears to be the correct size for my Apple Watch charger. At the bottom, after removing this plate, it's not really obvious, but there is a USB Type-A port there. So we can thread the cable through the port and do cable management. The cable should be hidden. Let's see which way to go, and like so. There's a little slot there. Done. Really neat. Very minimum. Charging test for the Apple Watch, iPhone, and wireless earbuds. As usual, I plugged in my kilowatt. The rated charging speed is 18 watts. Okay, let's plug in the charger and put a power meter in between, which gives us more accurate reading. It's not consuming any power. Okay, let's plug in this charger and see what happens. Well, standing by power is 1 point. Okay, stabilized at 1.5 at 3. So I have nothing plugged in. By removing this charger does not eliminate that power draw. Okay, let's try the iPhone first. Five watts and increasing. Here it shows 11.9 volts, 7.8 amps. And increasing the total output, we're getting 8.9 watts, almost 9 watts. And the iPhone won't take more than 7.5 watts, so there is definitely some efficiency loss. That's 11.8 watts, stabilized at 10 watts. Charging. Power dropped a little bit, adding more stuff. The Anker earbuds, active noise cancelling, Liberty Air 2 Pro. So the maximum I noticed is around 15 watts. It hit 15 watts for a brief moment. I believe if I drain my Apple Watch further and also the earbuds, I may get higher charging speed.